Alright, so, we're kicking off today with what has been dubbed in a submission as Mono Black Banefire. So basically, a bunch of spot removal, Karn map package, Thaumatic Compass as well. Compass helps us find our red source so we can kill people with Banefire. We can also kill people with Karn tokens on occasion. You can also theoretically, like, Eldest Reborn and kill them with their stuff as well. We'll see how this goes. It's got kind of a similar idea to Ali Andrazi's Mono Black Niv Mizzet deck, but a little bit less greedy. Like, we're not trying to splash Niv Mizzet, we're just splashing a Banefire. You can Banefire off of treasures as well. Yep, seems great. Sure. Hopefully they're playing a deck where Ritual of Soot has a text box. Spider Monkey, thanks for the 3-month resub. Welcome back. I appreciate it. Yeah, Arena's great. Actually played a little bit last night. I was going into Arena withdrawal. A busy weekend. It's the map. It's the map. Do 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 do. Fantastic. Ritual of Soot's gonna have a text box, chat. I've got good news. Ritual of Soot has a text box. Yep, that's fine. Are there any good apex of power decks? None that I'm aware of. I'm going to been a Ritual here. I don't think I really want to cast it on just the Storko. Remember, for Cabal Stronghold to net you mana, you need 5 swamps in play, so this doesn't currently add any additional mana. Yep, yeah, basically mono black control. Stitcher Supplier, okay. Nope, no Chromatic Lanterns. There's a deck list on your screen via the Stream Decker widget as always. You can also type ! Deck in chat to get a direct link. This is fine. Don't really need cast down. Yeah, Molderhawk's probably not a bad guess for what they're doing. Just want to keep my health total high and get rid of all those. Maybe I'm supposed to activate this now in case they have a trophy. Wow, they found some toys. Sure. Hey, there's a Molder Hulk in their bin. I don't really know that I need a second Stronghold yet. Morning, folks. Everyone's having a good morning. I would like to sacrifice that and draw a card. Just gonna go ahead and do this. Just like keep the board clean. Work my way up to getting a threat from them. Want to hit all our land drops, basically. They probably aren't on Planeswalkers if they're on, like, Stitcher Supplier and Molder Hulk and stuff like that. Twitch is done. What's going on, Dan? Thanks for the 3 months. Welcome back. And thanks again for the pile of pirate cards for this weekend. No, the honey sponsor dropped off. They ended last month or the month before. A lot of the brand type sponsors aren't long term. Yeah, I got the Article 13 mail from Twitch. I'm not sure I fully understand what it means, so I'm not really going to talk about it. At a glance, I'm not 100% certain why people having to respect copyrights is a bad thing. So I'm just not going to get into it, I don't think. I just Plaguecrafter. I kind of want to just Plaguecrafter, right? Yeah, I'm going to just Plaguecrafter since they took their Molder Hulk back. Going on MWX. So I think I just do this. Then I'm gonna exile Molder Hulk so it stops coming back. Then I'm gonna go ahead and play Eldest Reborn. Things are going kind of swimming for us so far. We've got 7, 8, 9. Then this is +3, so we have 12 mana at the moment. Sure. Naked Chupacabra makes sense since we have Eldest Reborn in play. So I'm going to cast down this Molder Hulk this time because I can get it back with Eldest Reborn next turn, I think. Just like have a 6/6 in play. Rude.
Your corpse will make a nice souvenir.
I cast down this. I'm going to maze this. Depending on what they do here, I might Contempt this Chupacabra and then like grab Plaguecrafter and get this, but okay, since they have another thing, I don't want to do that. Am I just gonna do this? Yeah, I'm just gonna get rid of Vraska here. I mean, they could have Lotleth Giant, but like, do I have a way to play around that? Like, are you saying something meaningful by bringing that up, or like, is it not meaningful at all? Oh, I just get Fine Broker actually. Yeah, this is way better. I get Fine Broker, get back Eldest Reborn. Forgot that was the thing we could do. Ooh. Ooh. Bye, friends. I think I'm just gonna hang out on this for now. No Memorial to Folly is like incredibly good for us. How do you tell whether a creature is attacking you or a planeswalker on arena? If it's attacking a planeswalker, there's an arrow from the creature to the planeswalker. If it doesn't have an arrow, it's attacking you.
Every balance comes.
Interesting, they're not hitting this, okay? Other Molder Hulk, sure, 6/6. The 6/6 doesn't really matter though, right? Because I have Spires. Pithing Folly? No, I'm gonna Pithing the Planeswalker that they put into play. That's why I waited on this. How do I know if opponent is removing a creature or enchantment with Assassin's Trophy? Oh, because the enchantment's on the creature? Yeah, it can be really hard to tell. I don't think there's a good, clear way to know that. Hopefully they attack here. Yeah, this attack is actually really good for me because I get to block now. And then I get to get their Vinebroker back with Eldest Reborn and then pick my Eldest Reborn back up. So I would like this, and then I would like to pick my Eldest Reborn back up.
Oh, so it's going to be like that, huh?
What if we did it again? Just didn't even want to see the win condition. Just pack it in. Pack it up, pack it in, let me begin. Their eldest keeps being reborn, yep. Man, the Arcane Encyclopedia was actually pretty good there, huh? I don't think I'm actually sideboarding here. I don't think I need more Banefires. Plaguecrafter doesn't seem particularly good with all the dorks that they have. Arguel's Bloodfast there could maybe be an argument for. Maybe this is the card a card I could bring in. Nah, I'm just gonna submit. Yeah, just like actual murder, right? The opponent's deck's not like super aggressive. I say it's like they're gonna curve like a 3/1 into something else, but these buffer our health total back up a little bit should my opponent have a bit of an aggressive start. Oh. Alright, well, you got a whole lot of nothing going on over there. Do I play this and, like, run into a Contempt here? Yeah, I think I'm okay with that. If they wanna send some... If they don't have a Contempt and they send units at this, I'm, like, pretty happy with that result, I think. Oh. Would you look at that? Found a little ritual over there. Yeah, turn 4 card, basically Tron. Why would you play another creature out into the Ritual of Soot? I don't understand, but I'll take it.
Your patience is rewarded.
Nah, Experimental Frenzy just like really isn't what Modern is about. Experimental Frenzy is a card that generates a bunch of card advantage, whereas Modern's not about card advantage, it's about brutal efficiency. If you wanna play things like Experimental Frenzy, I'd highly recommend playing Standard. Format's great. Allows you to do a lot of sweet grindy stuff. This felt like really good.
An excellent choice.
I'm being honest, I wasn't expecting this deck to feel good, but like, we're kind of cleaning up here. Yeah, probably. Legacy Burn generally doesn't win by grinding people out. Like, Experimental Frenzy and Legacy Burns probably worse than just like playing Sulfuric Vortex. This is the first match we played with this deck. We've been live for about 15 minutes. Already have 450 people in. Good morning, folks. Everyone's having a good one. The Cabal Strongholds have been really good. Cry me a river. Arcane Encyclopedia is basically discount card. Yeah, in a way. Oh, is MTG bot having issues this morning? I have no idea. I don't think anybody's tried him yet. I'll take a 6/6, I guess. No, Cabal Stronghold is not legendary.
I'll make use of that later.
Gosh, I'm gonna have to discard chat. Look how unlucky we are. Maybe I should just bin a land there. Should probably just bin a land there. Can I ask why I should play additional strongholds out sooner? What's the advantage? What do I gain by jamming them into play ASAP?
Nothing is ever truly lost.
Nothing is ever truly lost. Zeros of Regulus I'm using are more combo finishers than aggro shells. The primary game plan can win pretty fast on its own. Yeah, I'm interested to see what they look like. I don't know. I don't really have particularly high expectations for anything like that. I just feel like it's more people just like love to try and play Dirtle decks in Modern when like Dirtling is not what it's about. Like basically, if your deck can't nut draw by turn 3, it probably isn't a deck in Modern.
Wild animals I love. People, not so much. Meet my newest friend.
The opponent's deck like isn't super aggressive, so they might be dead next turn even. So this is 8, and then this is 13, and then yeah, this is actually just like I can do this for 20, right? Gotcha. Well, that was a great start. That was fantastic. Look at that. Look at us. We are questing. What about Immortal Sun instead of Encyclopedia? Maybe. Encyclopedia is cheaper to get going. Just like checks off exceeds expectations. Yep. Yep. I love when we get something like this in the queue and we get to like actually just execute our game plan like the first match. Just like, well, we got to do our thing at least once. Guaranteed to end the set of games happy. Alright, let's do it again. Oh, Immortal Sun shuts our Karns off. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, Karn's real good. Don't hurt my Karns. I love my Karns. Counter me, baby. Yeah, so like, I'm just gonna keep jamming into these counter spells because like I have 2 more must answer threats. So like, continue countering me, please. Thanks, Heat Stroke. I know draft is your thing, but do you play events like Cascade and Singleton? No, not really. Pretty much, most of the arena I play on stream is, played on stream. And the small amounts of arena that I'm not playing on stream are largely testing for events or like trying out decks that I want to play in standard. So.
I will defend my allies.
Peace, Dan, and have a good one. I will defend my allies. That's it's a pretty good card plus. Is there any merit to playing March on your turn instead of your opponent's ancestral training thing of it? Yeah, so the sequencing on an instant like that can depend on a couple of things. The biggest reason to play a card like March on your turn would be if you're playing against a blue deck and your opponent's like tapped out on your turn. So if your opponent's tapped out on your turn, you would want to use the what's it called on your turn, because that way you can like play it while they don't have counter spells up, basically. Of course, Rad. Good morning. Nice, Larry. Yeah, a couple of my buddies have been playing it too, and they said they've been doing mostly winning. Annihilation's a pretty messed up card. Alright, so they have Eldest going, and they have Sorcerous Canta. Feel like we're about to get buried here. I wouldn't be surprised if a matchup like this is pretty bad for us, especially game 1, because the delay on when you activate these things to when they get to the server is so terrible. I wanted the scry during my upkeep there, and I put on full control and clicked this, and just like still drew this crappy card for the turn. Feels real bad. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if a match like this is bad for us game 1, because we have a bunch of things like Ritual of Soot in our deck that we want to cut out. Instead of me, people that are new to the stream, if you're not familiar with how things work around here, instead of you giving me an idea and expecting me to tell you your idea is good or bad, if you want to suggest something for a deck we're playing, instead make a reasonable argument for why that thing is good. Tell me what you would change it for, why you would change it, and what problem you're solving by making that suggestion. Don't make me crap on your ideas. Instead, try and sell me something. Maybe you have a great idea. Yeah, I don't know about that, Outbreak. I actually want to try Venomancer next time I play, I think, so I can have more creeps going. The fact that, like, they don't have a clock and we're just going to, like, draw a Banefire at some point, hopefully, is why we're going to keep playing this game. The details on the Discord are here. Oh, the bot's dead. Google linking Discord and Twitch. There's not an actual invite, it's an automatic integration. The bot appears to be dead. Let me actually, speaking of Discord and the bot, let me go ping Dan Bopes and tell him the bot is dead. You can always find the deck list by typing !deck in chat. The Stream Deck Robot is live. Zack Attack, thanks for the brand new Prime support. Welcome. So we're shipping your Bezo bucks this way this month. How does Dawn of Hope allow you to handle bigger boards? making 1/1s for 4 mana doesn't really handle bigger boards. Like Ritual of Soot handles bigger boards. Any chance of me playing Grand Prix? Nah, I don't really intend to play much Paper Magic anymore. I'm going to be playing the Invitational this weekend because I took donations over the summer to go play it, but I'm planning to pretty much just focus on content from here on out. Playing Paper Magic events is really expensive. Like, taking 5 days off work is probably going to be a huge hit to my Twitch income this month, so it's just, like, not ideal for me. So it's going to be 7 up to 11. We're actually not that far off from killing them, right? This is... I tap this with 3 to make 7, and then the 7 goes to 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Do I have lethal next turn? Did I have lethal that turn? I might have just had lethal. Oh my god, did I miss lethal? They drew, I think I missed lethal. Because I didn't do the Cabal Stronghold math. They drew fucking Thought Erasure. What punishment? Yeah, I'm pretty sure they were dead. Man, I gotta manually time people out who are assholes and type punt in my chat. That's rude. This is a viewer-submitted deck list. Unlike many streams, we just play decks people send me here. Yeah, I have a second Banefire in my deck. Right, I gotta do that math again. It was the first Stronghold got me to 7 mana. The second Stronghold got me to 11 mana. It left me with 4 Swamps left over, so 11 plus 4 is 15. I actually had exactly lethal with the two treasures that turn. The pot goes down and everyone loses their mind. What's going on? Redbeard, thanks for the 4 months. Welcome back. Yeah, so we're literally just like hanging out till we could draw the 1 Banefire then. Really no reason to cast that into a pile of counterspells. 11 plus 4 plus 1 is 17 and they were at 16. That's just, that article is just a massive pile of clickbait, JMP. 11 plus 4 plus 1 plus 1 is 17. I had 2 treasures. I had 15 mana from my lands, and I had 2 mana from treasures. So the turn I passed with Banefire in my hand, the Banefire was lethal. Now I have like 2 draw steps at the other one. Doing stuff like that, Apostle Man, is just like really bad for my numbers. Sure. So I let on that, hoping that they would do that so I could stick this encyclopedia and get an extra draw step here. Extra 2 draw steps, really? They could just have another Sabotage here. Obviously, they can't syncopate us because I have 7 mana floating. Alright, so if they're smart, Vraska's gonna down tick and kill my encyclopedia this turn, I think. Wow, rude. Good read. Alright, so Duress, extra Banefires, Plaguecrafters in. Man, so I'm gonna count this. So like, and that's why that game's a good example of like when people come in and just like ask what a deck's record is. I'm always like, don't worry about the record. Let's talk about what was good and what was bad, because like the actual deck would have won that game of Magic if I had taken a second to stop and count, right? Yeah, pretty clean sideboard plan. Like I had a bunch of cards that I really didn't want. I had a bunch of cards that I definitely wanted to bring in. I guess Spyglass stops Azcanta. I'm gonna trim a Thaumatic Compass, actually. Probably don't need a ton of that effect in this matchup. Sure. I have not played with Is It Drakes, and I've not played Golgari, a lot of Golgari mid-range, so I'd recommend you defer to people who have played those decks. We played something close to what the opponent's playing. Whenever I play blue-black base decks, I tend to play a lot less counterspells than what the opponent's playing. Like, the opponent had Sabotage, Syncopate, and Negate in their deck, which is a lot more counters than I like to play in that. I prefer to play blue-black as more of a tap-out style deck. Morning, Coots. Video game days are great. Arena is wonderful. Yeah, I don't think you want Detection Tower. I think with Ritual of Soot and Golden Demise, in conjunction with the things that make our opponent sacrifice creatures, we could probably take Karnish Iron off the table pretty consistently. I'm just gonna wait for these Banefires to go out of my hand before we move along, but sometimes they want it more than you. For reference, this card's unplayable in Standard, but I'm gonna concede to it here, so chat can all tell me how stupid I am for telling them that card's unplayable. It's only playable, rephrase, it's playable against meme decks. Against a meme deck, it's playable. Against a meme deck, it's playable. So if you're expecting mono memes, I'd recommend 4 main deck Unmortigos, but if you're expecting to play against real Magic the Gathering decks, I would not play Unmortigo. It is JMP. Everybody just boards it against everything. It's like Surgical Extraction, where you don't have to get the card into their discard pile first. Feel less bad about missing Lethal Game 1, since we were going to get Unmortigoed anyways. The mono meme meta. So, like, the big thing people miss about a card like that is that card is never it's always card disadvantage is the big thing about Unmortigo, and the thing that makes it really bad. It's a card where even when the card you're naming is in your opponent's hand, you don't actually get cards out of their hand because they draw cards. So unless a deck is something like this that I'm playing, which is a total and utter meme where it's never going to... Man, we just got Spell Pierce. This is like Jeskai control with their 1-of Spell Pierce. No, Grixis something. Got it? Where we literally only have Banefire to win the game. Like, Unmortigo is never actually going to win the game. You know what happens when you... When someone said, what about Niv Mizzet? Do you know what happens when you Unmortigo Niv Mizzet? You get punished by having to watch your opponent Drake kill you with their Tef retucking. I was watching your Sultai bill. I and I conceded. Degree Eldrazi to win on board. You had another orb. You should watch the rest of the video, Jumpstart. We actually talked explicitly about that in the video. You are missing the fact that they had Night of Autumn in play. Oh, you probably watched the whole video and watched me go into the Night of Autumn rant is what this is. Yeah, I agree, Lord. I think that's excellent, and like obviously that's a different color, right? But like an effect like excellent binding, I agree on average is better. I wonder if I'm supposed to down tick this Karn because of the potential of a what's it called there?
Do your worst.
The potential of an Eldest Reborn there. I might down tick Karn this turn. Oh, that's a nickable loss. Rude. All right, so what am I doing here? So there's an Eldest Reborn in my exile, right? I think I want to try and hit a land this turn, so I'm gonna plus him.
You may regret that choice.
They could have just double blinked it, Jumpstart. They had a bunch of mana up. They could have double blinked it. Eldrazi Temple makes extra mana for Eldrazi. So if I can dodge Eldest Reborn here for another turn, we'll be in a good spot. Even if they hit it, like I'll get to use my Karn, which is nice. I just remember it because we got into an argument with Twitch chat about it yesterday, because there were a bunch of people like, why are you making this play? And I was like, well, I'm making this play because it's the only play. A bunch of people thought we weren't dead on board when we were very dead on board.
A curious choice.
Some of these decks play Ionize. No Ionize here at least. We got that going for us. Goodbye, friend. We've got Treasure Map and Eldest Reborn over there, which sounds sweet. Sure. It wasn't even about a play it out and chance to win thing. It was like we were literally dead on board. Which is why it's one of those things. It's why I remember it, because it wasn't Jeff conceded early because we were very likely dead. It was we were literally dead on their untap. I'm conceding and going to sideboarding. I'm so tired of people. Stop spreading FUD. Once he makes a game and then abandons it after a year. That's just patently not true. Duels of the Planeswalkers was around for far more than a year. And past that, Duels of the Planeswalkers was never actually Magic the Gathering. Duels of the Planeswalkers was an application that played a Magic-like game, but you could never even play Standard on Duels of the Planeswalkers. On Arena, you can play Standard, because it's an actual Magic client. Streaming is great. It's a lot of fun. It isn't all fun though. Like, part of the reason why my stream's been able to grow and be successful has a large part to do with a lot of the things that I do for the stream. So like, for every you know, probably hour I'm streaming, there's another, you know, 15 to 20 minutes of me doing work off stream. That's paperwork type stuff basically. What does FUD mean? means fear, uncertainty, and doubt. FUD actually isn't even FUD isn't a new term. That's not like yeet. FUD is an old term. FUD goes way back. I'm old. Yeet means yeet, Burgle. Obviously. Come on now, get with the times. Would I participate in esports styles events if they came to Arena? Yeah, 100%. Actually sounds like a lot of fun, I think. It's actually part of the reason I plan to play some Artifact. I like that game and they're planning to do some competitive stuff, so I plan to do some competitive Artifact when that comes up. I don't think Artifact's gonna make for great content, but I think the game seems interesting. If you like competitive math tests, you'll like Artifact. Yeet is for distance, Kobe is for accuracy. I don't know what that means. How you got there. So the most people who end up successful on Twitch are people who had audiences from someplace other than Twitch before they started streaming on Twitch. Is the just kind of the God's honest truth about it. So like the reason why my Magic streaming was able to initially take off, and the reason why I'm successful doing Magic and my numbers in basically any other game that I stream are low, is because I gained some small amount of notoriety from playing a bunch of paper Magic tournaments on the STG tour. Getting that first initial audience is the most difficult part. And like obviously you also need to be good at what you're doing. Like I'm decent at streaming, right? Like I'm okay, I know what I'm doing a little bit, but you could be the best streamer in the world and like not be able to get an initial audience if you don't have a way to get started. How long till we see pirates? I don't know, till we're done playing this deck. Probably another hour or so. Just holding on to this Plaguecrafter and Eldest Reborns. We just want to sit here and hit land drops until we draw Banefire and kill them. Yeah, there's probably a lot of people here at this point. It's been a long time since I played a bunch of paper Magic, but like I played in two of the 3 Star City Games Players Championships, their 2014 and 2016 ones. I have over a dozen of their SCG Open top 8s. I have an Invitational top 8 from a while ago as well.
What know you of Duress?
I'll show you unhinged.
I am going to SCG Con. I'm planning to attend SCG Con this weekend. I'm gonna keep getting swamps for now. I'll get my mountain later. Honestly, so like YouTube seems really difficult to break into too. Like as someone who's like grown and like has Twitch be my full-time job now with a good number of subs, like my YouTube channel has grown at a much slower rate than my Twitch channel has. Like my YouTube gains like half as many subscribers per month as my Twitch has been averaging followers. This doesn't flip till I have 7 lands, right? Yeah. Yeah, I think there's a lot of people that, like, having both is definitely good, right? And, like, the way that I personally make YouTube content is, like, it's kind of low-effort YouTube content, right? Like, I'm just rehosting stuff that I'm streaming anyways.
Let us fight!
Alright, so if I do this, that's 5... And then I could do this, which puts me to 4. This gets my mountain, and the mountain lets me cast this other... Oh, this is probably going to be a Concession Reborn, I think. If I had to venture a guess. I actually don't think I want to discard anything. I'm kind of happy with everything in my hand. Speaking of YouTube, if you're watching this on YouTube in the future, be sure to smash that like button, ring that bell, and leave a comment below. I don't actually think that's true, the Rex. So I only have about 3 weeks worth of data, but my subscriber count and average amount watched has been identical since I enabled comments on YouTube. So, Innocent Smith, thank you for the 27 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me employed here. So far, YouTube comments being enabled has not impacted my YouTube channel's growth in any meaningful manner. I don't think I'm going to turn them off because I've had some good interactions with people on there, and the number of garbage that I've had to filter out has been pretty minimal. But the actual, as far as like impacting growth for the channel goes, enabling comments hasn't helped that. Where is the like button and how do I smash it? Asking the real questions. What's the golden rule? Normal person plus total anonymity equals a jerk. That's the... Hey, Lilisette, thank you for the brand new Twitch Prime support. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch. Thanks for supporting mine this month with that. Thanks for the Bezo bucks. Those turn into real dollars for me. They help pay my bills. Yeah, I think that's part of it too. Honestly, like, we've been talking about Artifact a little bit. Like, dipping into Artifact has really made me appreciate the Magic community more. I've been watching streamers that come from other games in that, trying to find content producers for that game that I like, and a lot of them leave a lot to be desired with some of the things that they do. I dropped a graph of Yeet for helping you remember. Sounds good. Just gonna get swamps for now. DMP, thanks for the sub gift. Kuntz, enjoy your emotes. Pretty easy Ritual of Soot here. Just keep these dorks cleaned out. The fact that they have Warlord's Fury here, I wonder if they're playing Memekin. Whirly boy, probably not Memekin. You can theoretically play the Banefire off of a flip treasure as well. I think Magic tends to have a less obnoxious community because they, a large part of the Magic community has a lot of very socially progressive mindsets. They're largely, the Magic community has lots of people who don't tolerate, you know, people harassing other people and things of that nature. I think that goes a long way. I'd ask that you please don't use that word in my chat. Omelet is what that means. Words like that are banned in my chat. So honestly, if someone's messaging you from my chat with that, they're probably just harassing random people. Use the block and mute function and move along. Hey, JMP, thanks for the sub gift reading. Block and mute functions are great, chat. Block and mute functions are great. Cast down. I think that's fine. I'm gonna Eldest Reborn them and then cast this down. So I'm gonna full control mode here. I forgot I had Goblin Chain Whirler in here. So I'm gonna Chain Whirler back into play. And then in response to the Whirly Boy trigger, I'm gonna cast this down. Do I want to do this first? Nah, let's not. So you need, in order to respond to your own triggers on Magic Arena, you have to go into full control mode. So I toggled full control mode there so I could respond to the Chain Whirler trigger when it came into play. Alright, so that makes 6 mana. I can turn full control mode off here now. Activate my compass. Grab a swamp. I'm actually not going to play the other compass out yet because I would like the other compass to fetch a mountain. And this isn't optional to flip. It just automatically flips when we have 7 lands. So if I wait till next turn to play this, I can play and activate it. Control plus shift at the same time toggles you into full control mode like I just did there. Why would I want Phylactery Lich? What problem does my deck have that you're solving by adding that card to it? That's the question you want to ask yourself. Don't just add cards because they're on theme for your deck. Add cards because they fix problems that you have. Is this deck good? This deck seems actually kind of sweet. Aside from punting and getting Unmoored Egoed so far, I felt like we've had tools to be successful. This standard format's great, Goalie. This standard format basically has something for everyone. Goodbye, egg. Why would this deck seems great against pure control. You just like ramp up and Banefire them and you have Eldest Reborn and Plaguecrafters to keep their threats off the table. Because I can use the Vraska's Contempt on something else later. Now, I think in the trophy matchups, you can just hold the mountain in your hand. Like, not really a big deal. Yeah, there's just so much you can be doing in this format. All right, 7. So let's do this. Exile that. I mean, does it get underneath us, OmniZ? Our deck is mono answers. We just have tons of like removal spells and sweepers. Yeah, Banefire's our primary win con, and then Eldest Reborn's the secondary win con. Karn's technically a win con too, I suppose. So putting their Phoenix into play doesn't really do much for us because I guess it's better than Runaway Steam Kid. Should you have scryed before drawing the land? Yeah, probably. I don't think it really matters. I would love some Carnage, thank you. I got like, their Phoenix doesn't really matter because I've got 2 Spires of Orkaza in play here. Just like waiting to draw Banefire. So, the compasses help you find your red source, which is meaningful. The compasses are basically one of our ways we find our red land consistently. Just stop on my upkeep here. There is one Josu. What if we didn't do that? Also, like, the fact that this turns into basically a removal spell is very, very good as well. You don't play Dragon Skull Summit because Cabal Stronghold needs swamps in play. It's not quite Maze of Ith because Maze of Ith can maze your own creatures, but for all intents and purposes, it's Maze of Ith. Maze of Ish. Okay, it's kind of Maze of Ith. Not really, but kinda. This is basic swamps. For each basic swamp you control, so Blood Crypt will not help. Maze of Yeet. Yeet it, baby. Untap you. Untap you. Why do I need to ritual? I don't care. Like, they need to put a 3rd creature into play before they can do anything. The White Ninja. Thank you for the 9-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me employed here. Looking for a Banefire, Banefire, Banefire. Looking for a Banefire. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Looking for a Banefire. Do 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 do.
I'll make use of that later.
I'll make use of that later. Rawr. You can't maze your own things, Lord Drekken. This is explicitly not Mazevith because I can't maze my own things. I don't care about the Phoenix, chat. Why do I care? Why do I care about the Phoenix? What? Why do we care? This game's over. It's just like I'm just gonna draw. I'm gonna draw a Banefire at some point, and the game will end. A clean board is a happy board. Where are my Banefires at? All right, that'll do, pig. That'll do. Kick it. Do 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 do. Do do do. Pew pew.
Well chosen.
No, I have to discard the hand size. Light 'em up. Dee 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 dee. That'll do, Vess. That'll do. Mono red. Yeah, just bring in the Fountain of Renewals, right? Eldest Reborn seems like it's a little medium. Do this. Seems fine. Nah. Don't rush to your win cons. Just hang out, and you'll get them eventually. Like that game, we were pretty unlucky and didn't find our win con until really late, and it was still plenty fine, right? Yeah, I guess Golden Demise doesn't hit a lot of their stuff, huh? They've got like chain whirlers and stuff. Yeah, the Demise should probably get cut. I agree with that. Turn 1 Fountain of Renewal. Snap it off. Double fountain can't lose has been declared. Only 4 more months till I get to slay my first deserving victim. What's going on, AGH? Thanks for the 8-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Instead of me telling you to yell your ideas are bad, instead tell me why your ideas are good. I'm just gonna start timing people out for breaking the chat rules. Please, if you are a new viewer, I encourage you to read the chat rules as opposed to just clicking past them. Woof. Alright, so you're saying there's a chance. So the fountain should buffer our health total for a hot second. while we stumbled. Next turn I'll get to activate Compass, get a 4th land, then we'll flip the treasure map. So we're only going to have to take 2 hits from this Rekindling Phoenix. And we're gaining 2 a turn, so that seems fine. Activate the Compass, grab a Schwamp. No, you just make 20 mana and cast it. Banefire deals the lethals. So if they cast a bunch of spells, just like they are, we're going to take 11 this turn, down to 11. We'll go up to 13. We'll go up to 15. I'll get to cast down something too here. Yeah, we played that on stream yesterday. It seemed, or the day before. It's on my YouTube channel. It seemed really clunky. Lots of just like not being able to play Magic. So would really like to draw a land here, so that way we can Vraska's Contempt plus cast down this turn to clean these out. The opponent's deck, generally, decks like that do not play Frenzy, and the reason for that is playing Frenzy in a deck full of cards that draw cards is generally not a great idea. Because you'll just, like, play cards off the top of your deck that draw you cards, they're then stuck in your hand and unable to be cast. No, they had Arcane Phoenix game 1. You know what? I probably should have cast this down on my turn, right? Yeah, I should have killed this Teamkin proactively. Didn't get punished, but we could have been. And then we're gonna kill the bigger Phoenix with this Ritual of Soot. Or with this Vraska's Contempt. Yeah, the fountains were really good this game for sure. And like once the fountains are no longer needed to gain health, we'll be able to just like turn them into cards. Okay, so our Karns don't work. That's actually kind of scary, right? It means they get to draw 2 cards a turn. We might not be able to keep up with that kind of card advantage. The games where that's going to be relevant, Kaboom, you're probably winning anyways. Yeah, opponent's playing like a bigger red deck. They had a bunch of Phoenixes and stuff game 1. Maybe I trim cards to just bring in more Banefires for game 3 if we get to a game 3. Come at me, bird. So I have Spires going for next turn, sure. I have Vraska's Contempt to get rid of that. This is a second Spires, which is great for us. Yeah, I think so. I think I'm gonna readjust how I sideboard it put for the game if there's a game 3 for sure. So I think I'm just gonna take this hit for 4 here, because I could spend a clue or a treasure to like so I could Spires this, but I think I'd rather take the hit and save these to draw cards with later. I need every source of card advantage I can get since my cards are going to be turned off. Yep. God bless you, little Fountains of Renewal. God bless us, everyone. Why does death seem inevitable? I have both their creatures in play, effectively soft removed. Like how are they winning? I'm gaining 3 life a turn, making all of their targeted burn worse. Their creatures in play aren't doing anything. I wonder if this deck wants another Josu in the board for Immortal Sun matchups. Doesn't seem unreasonable. Yeah, like, I'm just like a stronghold. Oh, that's how we could lose. Got it. Double fight with fire will do it. Alright, we're at 5. Am I dead? I definitely think I boarded incorrectly here. Yeah, we tried Allie's Chromatic Lantern deck. Felt really clunky. Just a lot of games where we just like didn't have Chromatic Lantern or it get countered, killed, or discarded and we couldn't play Magic. Alright, so these Ritual of Soot seemed really bad. So I'm gonna cut those. Duress seems good. Banefire seems good. I think I kind of want this Encyclopedia. Golden Demise seems less than fantastic. Eldest Reborn also seems to leave a bit to be desired. What do you think of this? I think I like this. So basically all the decks I play on the stream are viewer submitted deck lists, so there's occasionally decks like the Pirates deck that we're going to play later today that are decks that I've been working on, but pretty much everything else are just things people send in. Nah, I think Karn's fine. They probably don't have that many Immortal Suns. And like Karn's really good when he's good. I'm going to keep this. They don't seem like they're particularly aggressive post-board, so having a little bit of a Dirtle and an Exile effect for their first Phoenix seems good for us. Yeah, Modern's still on a slow until it gets down to 20 deck lists. Playing matches on Magic Online takes a lot longer than playing matches on Magic Arena, so it takes me longer to work through the Modern queue. What artifact hate exists in this format? My shuffling deck is technically a pile of cards that can play a game of Magic. It's a casual deck. Yep, yeah, the Invitational / SCG Con is this weekend. I'll be leaving Thursday morning. People hate riffle shuffling Magic cards. You ever had a problem with unintentional damage? I'm not intentionally rough with my opponent's cards, but like if you don't want your cards to be like actually shuffled, you probably just shouldn't play with them. So like when I shuffle my opponent's decks in paper, I don't do this when I shuffle to my opponent's decks because that's a little bit like that's over the top. But like when I shuffle, I side pack, and there's a little bit of a bridge when I side pack because that's how cards work when you shuffle and you push them into each other. Like if you don't want your cards shuffled, I'd recommend leaving them at home. I like how I asked for artifact removal and you just like listed a bunch of cards that aren't red or black for my red-black deck. Please be helpful or I'm gonna time you out. Woof. That's a hand. All right. I guess I'm taking Blasting Cannon. Things aren't looking good for our hero, chap. Looks like the bot's alive again. That's nice. Hey, SCTR, thanks for the sub-gift, Ruinies. I appreciate that. Welcome. So, Banefire is actually more expensive than Fight with Fire to do more damage, so I'm going to go ahead and exile that. We're one turn away from this flipping, which is nice. We get to exile this bird. Effectively stay at 15. Thank you for your constant generosity, SCTR. So, Thaumatic Compass. Okay, we're actually not in a terrible spot with the Vraska's Contempt Drud, right? Like, this Thaumatic Compass is going to soft remove this Arclight Phoenix, and this Contempt exiles the Rekindling Phoenix. Yeah, Smelt and Shatter are fine. Like, if those are cards that you like, if you really want to destroy artifacts with the deck, those are fine. So we're going to 12 here. Yeah, they really do, Boogie. I agree. Arena is really well done. I'm gonna go ahead and just Banefire this Daredevil for one here. Just to try and keep my health total high since they have a bunch of burn. And I have this to check here. Stop it. We're gonna murder the crap out of that runaway Steep Kid. Thank you, Zesty, for the sub-gift to Rooney. A murder most foul. Crater Maker is a sweet one. I like that because it's flexible. So how much mana do we have? We need to start counting towards lethal, right? So this is 8, 13, 14, I have 15. I have 16 mana at the moment. I am almost dead to their Banefire though, right? Like they have 9. So they're only 4 off. Large news publication publishes clickbait news at 11. Magic Arena's not killing Magic Online. It's just giving alternatives. Magic Online's going to exist as long as it continues to make Wizards of the Coast money. As long as there is demand for people to be able to play Modern and Legacy and those other formats on, well, that's actually a card I want, right? It means I have to take a hit from the Phoenix next turn, but I actually really want to draw that Duress. Because I would like to not be, like, have this this Banefire looming over my head. So I'm going to 9 here. I get a couple looks with Scries and a way to address one of these Phoenixes. That isn't quite lethal, right? I think I kill it just to, I think I keep it just to kill a bird. Like, I'm already through most of my... Is it lethal with the map flip? I didn't actually count. Let's count. So this is 9, and then 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I can only do 18 this turn. Yeah, I'm 2 off. That's really unfortunate. And I'm dead on board if I don't kill one of these Phoenixes. So if I wasn't dead on board, this Banefire would be lethal next turn, because I'd have the extra land from the map. They do have series of draws that kill us here. Yeah, I was definitely boarded wrong for game 2, which is like one of the upsides of playing a deck like the opponent's, right? Like the opponent's deck is a bit of a brew, and I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to be doing. Banefire. If we draw Banefire, it's lethal at this point, I believe. Pretty sure. Karn. Yeah, I boarded up to all 4 Banefires. Rats. What if both of the top cards of our deck are Banefire here?
Words that might. Are you certain of your decision?
Ah, we were so close. We're so close. Yeah, I think if I would have been boarded correctly for the second game, because we had 5, it would have put us to 5. It would have put us to 12, and then real close there. Whoop. How we doing, folks? Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Got over 1,000 people here already for over 1,100 people already for standard. That's like higher than we had for the peak for modern yesterday, because arena's great and standard's great. Thanks for bringing it out. Welcome. My name is Jeff Hoagland. I'm a full-time streamer and content producer on Twitch. I'm here playing Magic 30, 40, 50 hours a week. We play pretty much nothing but constructed Magic on this channel. We play a ton of standard here on Magic Arena. We also play some modern on Magic Online. If you find yourself enjoying my content, please consider subscribing to my channel. My subscribers are the people that keep me employed here full-time. I wouldn't be here day in and day out without their very wonderful support. Past subscribing, you can also support my stuff by checking out some of my very wonderful sponsors. Harry's Razors would love to help you get that nice, close, clean shave. Using code Jeff Hoagland, you can save $5 on your brand new starter kit with them. Cardsfear.com will love to help you turn your cards into other cards direct with the players. There's no haggling, and they just take 1% fee off the top. InkedGaming.com would love to help you customize your gaming experience. Using code Jeff12, you can save 12% on custom playmats, mouse pads, binders, and bags. You can upload your own custom artwork or choose from the wide range of custom artworks that they have on their website, such as my own Hoaglandia branded merchandise. Speaking of Hoaglandia, I'd like to welcome everyone. Thanks for dropping by our little slice of the internet. I know there's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch right now. I appreciate you choosing to spend part of your day here with us. If you're one of my regular viewers, please be aware that I'm going to be taking 5 entire days off, which is a long time. I'm leaving Thursday morning for the SCG Invitational at SCGCon this weekend. So I'll be live all day today, and then I'm going to do my double stream tomorrow, Wednesday morning and Wednesday night. And then I'll be off Thursday until Tuesday. Two more months so I can defend the realm from Twitch. What's going on, Paradise Sal? Thanks for the 10 months and welcome back. I appreciate it. We're going to play one more match here with the mono black Banefire deck, and then we're going to roll right along into blue black Pirates, which I believe is the standard deck I'm playing this weekend at the Invitational. I think if I can find a standard deck that's just like slightly above mediocre, we'll be able to have a pretty good weekend. Pretty happy with my modern deck. Oh, Magic. Are you critting me? Thank you for the brand new Prime support. Welcome, welcome. So you're shipping your Bezo bucks this way this month. I appreciate it. Could be Drakes, could be Jeskai Control, could be a deck that's missing a land drop. We're trying out Vicious Offering in the sideboard of Pirates. We are. I've got 2 copies in there. right? We mulligan, but they've stumbled, so we've got that going for us. A Karn. So, do I wait and play this Karn around Syncopate? They're Jeskai control. Do I wait and play this card around Syncopate? Nah, I'm gonna jam.
It is best if you stop.
Yeah, so like, here's the thing. I could wait and try and play the Karn around Syncopate, but like, there's no guarantee I hit this land the following turn. And like, if my opponent draws a third land, I then not only run into Syncopate, but I also run into Ionize and Sabotage. So like, well, obviously they missed their land drop and had the Syncopate. So if we be results based, it's easy to be like, yeah, idiot, you should have played around the Syncopate. There's a lot of other situations that go into that, right? I don't think that deck's good enough against Carnage Tyrant Draven. There's the Sultai Carnage Tyrant deck that we worked on a little bit too that could be reasonable, but I'm not sure that I'm going to be able to find cards to play that. Like, I have Pirates and Grixis Dragons in my possession. Danon sent me a copy of each of those. But if I want to play something that's not Pirates or Grixis Dragons, I have to, like, scramble to find standard cards. My Prime sub needs to be renewed each month, or is it automatic as long as I have Amazon Prime? It has to be renewed manually every month, Oatrose. So every 30 days, you have to manually re-up it. Basically, that's a thing, so, like, people don't just, like, set it and forget it on streamers that they don't actually watch. So you can give it back to me, or you can give it to a new streamer every single month when it comes up. Card availability at SCGCon is looking bad because, be an adult, use your words, explain yourself. So we're not doing a whole lot, but they're also not doing a whole lot. And if we just keep making land drops here, we'll find our way into a Banefire and kill them eventually. Are you going to be at the event this weekend, Omni? I might take you up on that. I could probably find Carnage Tyrants. Carnage Tyrants, one of the easier. Finding actual staples is usually pretty easy for me. It's finding the obscure cards that is difficult. What time is it on my end? It is 9:30 in the morning. I'm always live at this time. I've actually been live for over an hour here. So I have small children. My wife and I lovingly refer to 6 a.m. as Declan o'clock in my house. If that's about the time Declan walks into my bedroom and hits me in the face. And by hits me in the face, I mean sits on my head and gives me a hug. But, you know, it's basically hitting me in the face. What's going on, A Crane? Thanks for the 8 months. Welcome back. I appreciate it. So, like, again, this matchup is definitely going to feel bad game one because we're going to draw a bunch of awkward cards like this. But as long as they don't put an actual threat into play, we're just going to, like, keep hitting land drops and eventually, like, find our ramp lands and then draw Banefire and kill them. Older my kids. My oldest is 4.5 and then Declan is 3.5. Although Niv Visit's going to be a concession here if we don't find an Eldest Reborn. You like double Eldest Reborn on top of my deck here.
Regret that choice.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and pack it in. Move to the post board game here. I am 27. I'll be 28 in January. Pretty clean sideboard plan here against control decks. Hey, Tishori, thank you for the brand new Prime support. Welcome, welcome. I appreciate that. Thanks for keeping me employed here. Thought you were 35 plus. Yeah, I'm not actually an angry old man. I just play one on television. Yeah, I've got facial hair back again. I gotta clean up the neck beard before this weekend. I think we're gonna trim the hair on top too, 'cause it's getting a little scraggly. The real question is, are you older? Someone had a really good joke the other day. What does Jeff without a beard and Magic Online have in common? They both look like they're about 18 years old. But How's Central Illinois? This morning, Central Illinois is wonderful. Perfect. We hit the third land, which means these thematic compasses are going to guarantee we hit lands from now until infinity. To infinity and beyond. We've got Plaguecrafter and Eldest Reborn to answer their Nivs and their Tefris. We've got Banefire to eventually win the game. Opponent checking out what their options are over there. I've been an angry old man since I was about 17 years old. Working 40 hours a week and going to school full-time ages you really quickly. I'm ready for a timeout. Good morning, Enigma. That's true too. Kids give you, I feel like having kids changes your perspectives in a lot of ways, and a lot of the ways in which they change your perspectives are associated with being older rather than younger. I actually didn't work while I went to grad school. So I worked 40 to 50 hours a week while doing undergrad. And then when I went to grad school, I had finally saved up enough money that I was just like, I'm just taking a year off of working and just doing grad school, which was a nice change of pace. Invoke the Divine. That's rude. I was supposed to set all my land drops, opponent. Tefri, rude. How do you beat a life gain deck? Make more mana. I don't know. Life gain decks aren't really a thing in more competitive constructed. Do you think they have Essence Scatter in post board against Babe? Probably not. And even if they have a counterspell for this, I can still Vraska's Contempt. Tefri Icon Win, what's going on? Gazni, thanks for the 7-1-3 sub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Lord Gibbon, can I put my resub points towards you playing Pirates at the Invitational? Thanks for the 2 months. Welcome back. Yeah, we didn't put any creatures into play, so like. Says having children changes your understanding and level of love. Before, children only love X. After, children is infinitely more than X. 3.5 and 4.5. My kids. My kid is 4. Have any good stories about your kids yet? All right, so this is just like an easy Eldest Reborn, right? It's like good night, Tefri.
No more games.
I'm actually getting pretty close to just like Banefiring them out over 2 turns, right? Like this is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I'm gonna do this, and if they counter this, I can go land Banefire, kill this. Pretty sure I want to keep this off the table. I don't want to just like die by mistake here. I also would prefer to have a I also would prefer to have an empty board when I get their Teferi back next turn. I had people try to convince me that Martyr Proc had a good Tron matchup and a bad control matchup. Sometimes I regret going to play Paper Magic and an LGS. Oh, bikes. I would like one big Tef, please.
Let's slow this. Let's skip to the good part.
Let's skip to the good part. Wow, I wish they could moderate some of these idiots. So, we want to make sure we let this Sinister Sabotage resolve before I play this Vraska's Contempt, because I don't want them to know that their Crackling Drake's going away. You ever played Pure Steel Paladin? Yeah, it's on my website under the meme section. If you're talking about the Cheerios deck. Also, I wonder who that is logged in under the Channel Fireball Twitch account. You go on my website under the meme section, you'll find some videos with the Pure Steel Paladin deck. Is this Banefire lethal yet? So this is 7, and then the second one jumps us up to 11, and then I have 4 left over, so it's 15, 16. So not quite lethal yet. That is the actual Channel Fireball account, but obviously, like, there's a human being logged in behind it, right? So that land, every swamp gives me 3 more mana, right? Because this is now 8, and then the second one turns into 13, and then I have 5 left over after that is 18, 19. Yeah, every swamp is. Did I forget to use my Teferi? I think I might have forgotten to use my Teferi while I was counting. I think I was counting and forgot to use my Teferi. I'm aware. It's fine. It's fine. We're gonna be okay.
You are only hurting.
Banefire is a sorcery, so you can't do like you do with Nexus of Fate or Expansion Explosion, where you float and then pass. So, like, this deck seems like it has an awkward game 1 Jeskai matchup, but it probably has a pretty good post-board matchup. It was a show of strength. It was this Banefire is about to be very lethal, so... Alright, 17... Alright, X is 24. This interface really needs a max X button. It's one of my biggest wants. Pew pew! You think emptying the mana pool between phases should be abolished? Nope. Any tips for beating Jeskai as Boros Angels? No, I think you're just gonna get dumpstered in that matchup. I think that's one of the matchups where Boros Angels really struggles. If you don't have access to blue cards or black cards, you have a really hard time interacting on the axes that you need to interact with control on. This deck has been surprisingly good. We lost one match to a punt followed by an unmoored ego, and then we came up a little bit short against this red deck, but I'm kind of like buying what this deck is selling. I like that it's a control deck where your win conditions are also threats. So like you don't really have a lot of dead cards like you do a lot of the time with these control decks. I would love to take your counter spells. We just get to stick this treasure map onto. You think Standard needs an effect like Deflection because of Banefire? No, I think cards like Banefire and Carnage Tyrant are safety valves on this format to make the control decks need to kill you. Cards like those are good to have in the format. They make it so the control decks can't just sit there and do nothing. They put the onus on the control deck to be able to end the game. I think they are very important things to have be in the format. The Stream Decker should be on the left side of the screen. The Stream Decker is in a different spot when we have the arena overlay up. Do I want a Thaumatic Compass? I think I'm kind of in for Thaumatic Compass. It's like a soft removal spell for the Crackling Drake at some point. I'm gonna play the Karn, because there's a good chance they can't kill it this turn. I want to just get my Karn advantage going. Fantastic. Karn hitting 2 of the same card is so busted. Just like, I will take this spell, please. Thank you very much. Honestly, I think cards like Banefire and Carnage Tyrant are a big part of why the standard format is so good. They make it so the control decks can't just sit there and do nothing, and there's a lot of variety in the gameplay. That's the best possible timeline card, right? Confirm, agree. Did anybody notice they went top or bottom? I don't think it really matters, but... Perfect. They're tapping out here. So this is going to hit Karn for 3. We're going to Vraska's Contempt this. Unless we find Eldest Reborn, we're going to Vraska's Contempt this.
Acting unwise.
This card is explicitly basic swamps, so Blood Crypt actually doesn't change anything for this deck. Is it a good idea to make Karn Structs in this matchup post board? I think it depends on the board state and like what my hand is looking for. Like at this current point in time, I think I'd still prefer to generate card advantage. It's possible that we're gonna pivot into Karn Structs as an eventual way to win the game for sure, but I think at this current moment, there's not a reason to do that. Yeah, expansion only copies things that cost up to 4, chat. For people that are asking that. I am not ready for Banefire yet, right? Not quite. Am I scrying again here? I'm actually just gonna take a draw. I'm gonna go ahead and down tick and grab this Duress because I would kinda like for this Thaumatic Compass to stick. Your discard spells are generally better when you wait to play them. So in this instance, I'm gonna go ahead and Duress now because I want to try and stick Thaumatic Compass, but generally speaking, you want to wait. They could have a negate here too. So I'm going to activate the compass rather than use the treasure map right away, because I'd much rather get more lands with this compass. Because remember, this compass isn't optional to flip, so this is going to have to flip next turn. Well, Spyglassing Niv doesn't accomplish anything, so there's not a big reason to do that. I don't want to Spyglass Teferi proactively, I don't think. Because, like, with Plaguecrafter and Eldest Reborn, I might want to take their Teferi at some point. They could also potentially play a Search for Azcanta, and then I would want to Spyglass the Search for Azcanta rather than Teferi. So, I think giving them one activation on a Teferi by, like, not Pithing Needling it proactively is fine. Plaguecrafter is about to be real good here. You can't leave your cards in a different direction in paper like the arena does effectively, but you can, however, write down when you bottom cards. Hey, do you have a scatter, or is this gonna kill your Niv? Love it. Love it.
Please stop.
I don't want to activate Karn before I cast this Plaguecrafter because I don't know what I want this Plaguecrafter to do. Bye, friend. Bye, friend. Because, like, if they had an Essence Scatter by chance there, I want to down tick Karn. And then I want to down tick Karn and grab my Vraska's Contempt. Sure, they could have killed my Karn there, but then, like, I have another Karn. Sure, but, like, I'm still ahead there, chat. Like, that situation, I get that I missed drawing a card with Karn, but that situation is still good for me, and I'd rather play around the Essence Scatter than play around them being able to kill my Karn when I have another Karn in my hand. Like, if I don't take the Niv off the table that turn, I lose the game. Whereas if they kill my Karn, I'm just down a Karn when I have another one. Yeah, like, if they have Scatter there, I lose the game on the spot, basically, because I can't take the Niv off the table. I was actually really impressed with this deck. It was really sweet. I think, I feel like if you're, this felt, so we played the mono black chromatic lantern deck the other day, and that deck felt really clunky and awkward. We kept, like, drawing cards like Masterminds, whatever it's called, Acquisition, and, like, dying before we could cast it. We kept having Niv Mizzets and no Chromatic Lantern either because we didn't draw it or it got counter discarded or killed. And this felt really clean. Basically, the fact that our threats double as answers in this deck was really sweet. I think my one thought on the deck, looking at it and playing those games, is that I kind of want another threat or two in the sideboard, I think. So the mono red matchup that we lost in this set of matches that we played today felt like it was potentially winnable if I would have had a little bit more threat density. And I think going up to 4 Banefire is probably unnecessary. Honestly, this card seems really sweet, and I think I would try cutting the Bloodfast and the 4th Banefire and putting 2 more Josu in the board, because this is a card against mono red. Just like playing a 4/5 for 4 is great, just like this giant brick wall on the ground against them. And in the late game, it's a threat that wins very quickly. So I was pretty happy with the main deck, I think. And in the sideboard, I would try cutting Bloodfast and Banefire for 2 more copies of Josu. Yeah, it doesn't die to coil. But yeah, this deck was awesome. If you're looking for kind of a weird control deck, I think this is a great choice. This felt very reasonable. Which the standard format is just so crazy. Just there are so many weird things hiding out here, just waiting to be discovered, it feels like. If you didn't see all of the matches with this deck, we played this deck for almost 2 hours, so I was really kind of into it. You'll be able to find that on my YouTube channel later, youtube.com/JeffOglen. Everything I stream gets archived there. Remember, if you're watching this on YouTube in the future, smash that like button, ring that bell, and leave a comment below. We called this deck